gonna do tonight?
Well, I'd suggest that you get a room at the Dodge House.
Since its debut, Gunsmoke captivated audiences with its realistic portrayal of frontier life and strong character stories. Eventually, a scene emerged that sparked intense debate among viewers and critics alike. This scene involved a character engaging in a gunfight that many found too graphic or violent for television standards of the time. As viewers watched, some felt uncomfortable about the level of detail, while others argued the scene pushed the boundaries of acceptable content. Consequently, protests grew, and some viewers took to social media and letters to voice their displeasure. The controversy intensified when advocacy groups called for the show to be canceled, citing concerns about influencing young viewers and promoting violence. CBS responded by reviewing the scene many times and consulting with network standards. Despite arguments to keep the episode, pressure mounted, and the network ultimately decided to pull the scene. This led to a sudden halt of new Gunsmoke episodes, shocking fans worldwide and marking a pivotal moment in television censorship history. The incident ignited ongoing discussions about creative freedom and responsibility in TV content, with many years passing before similar controversies arose again. The scene's removal remains a prominent example of how social values and viewer sensitivities can influence a long-running show.
What do you think?
Well, I'm not right sure. What about you?
After that, it is interesting to note that Gunsmoke began as a radio show with the same name, which drew a large audience and became very popular in its time. The radio series started in 1952 and continued for 9 years, ending in 1961, even after the television version had begun. The creators of the show believed that the radio series had a strong following and decided to adapt it to television to reach even more viewers. When planning the cast, they considered many notable actors, but the role of Marshal Matt Dillon, the main character, was highly sought after. Initially, the famous actor John Wayne was offered the role because of his popularity and strong screen presence. However, John Wayne declined the offer because he couldn't commit to the demanding schedule of a television series, which required a lot of time and dedication. Despite not participating, John Wayne was very supportive of the show and spoke positively about it before it even aired. His opinion helped boost the show's reputation before viewers had a chance to see it on television. The decision to decline the role meant that the producers had to find another actor, which led to the casting of James Arness, who became widely known and beloved as Matt Dillon. Although John Wayne did not star in the TV show, his initial involvement and support contributed to the show's success and popularity. Overall, Gunsmoke's origins in radio and the casting choices reflected the careful planning behind its transition to television, helping it become one of the most enduring Western series on the small screen.
I knew he was here. I had to come.
Initially, Gunsmoke was sponsored by LN Cigarettes during its first 7 seasons, which shows how advertising practices evolved over time. During this period, many TV shows relied heavily on cigarette companies for sponsorship, and Gunsmoke was no exception. The sponsorship indicated the popularity of cigarettes at that time, and how advertising was deeply embedded in everyday entertainment. Additionally, Gunsmoke has an interesting connection to radio. William Conrad was the actor who originally played the role of Matt Dillon on the radio version of Gunsmoke. His portrayal was well liked, and helped establish the character's personality and presence. However, when the show moved from radio to television, William Conrad could not continue as Matt Dillon because of appearance reasons. Instead, James Arness was cast in the role for the TV series. James Arness had the tall stature and rugged look that matched the image of the character portrayed in the stories. This change was necessary to suit the visual nature of television and the expectations of viewers. The transition from radio to television also reflected the broader shift in entertainment during the 1950s. Gunsmoke sponsorship by LN Cigarettes lasted only for the first 7 seasons, after which it likely moved on to other advertisers as times and cultural attitudes towards smoking changed. The show itself became one of the longest-running Western TV series and remains a notable part of television history, partly because of its initial sponsorship and the role of William Conrad in the radio version.
Yeah.
After spending time in the Wild West, the TV series Gunsmoke became a classic show that many viewers still remember today. The series featured a range of characters, each with their own unique stories. One notable actor who played a significant role in the show's history was Gary Busey. He appeared as Harv Daly, a character who was important because he was the last person to die on the show before it ended. This gave Harv Daly a special place in Gunsmoke's history, marking a kind of endpoint for the characters and stories that unfolded across the series. Busey's role showcased his acting talent and added a lasting memory to the show's legacy. Alongside these characters, one of the more intriguing figures was Kitty Russell. She was portrayed as a professional madam, a woman who ran a house of prostitution. However, her work was rarely talked about directly on the television show. This was likely done to keep the show suitable for family viewing, so the creators focused on her characters' interactions and relationships rather than explicitly showing her profession. Even though her work was kept in the background, Kitty Russell remained an important character in Gunsmoke, reflecting the complex social issues of that time and contributing depth to the storyline. Overall, the series combined action, drama, and social commentary, making it a memorable part of television history. The inclusion of characters like Harv Daly and Kitty Russell helped make Gunsmoke a significant and enduring show that captured the attention of generations.
He said that he shot you too.
What?
Yeah, that's right. He said that he just up and out drew.
Initially, Gunsmoke opened with a scene that often depicted a gunfight, which was common in Western TV shows of that era. However, around 1970, the opening scene changed significantly. This change was brought about by growing political pressure and concern from viewers and officials about violence on television. Many believed that showing gunfights regularly was harmful, especially to young viewers. As a result, producers decided to move away from featuring a gunfight at the start of each episode. Instead, the new opening focused on character interactions or other less violent scenes, aiming to reduce the show's violent image and address public concern. Furthermore, in 1967, networks like CBS considered canceling Gunsmoke as part of a broader move to control violence on television. CBS had plans to end the show, thinking that the audience's tastes were changing or that the show no longer fit the network's new direction. However, this plan was met with strong protests from fans who loved Gunsmoke. Their complaints and support for the show were so intense that CBS decided not to cancel Gunsmoke after all. Instead, the network chose to cancel another popular show, Gilligan's Island, which was less controversial and also quite beloved by fans. The decision reflected the importance of audience support and how it could influence network choices, especially for a show as iconic as Gunsmoke. These changes over the years highlight how television programming evolved in response to social concerns and viewer reactions, balancing entertainment with public interests. Despite the shifts and attempts to cancel the show, Gunsmoke remained on air for many years, securing its place in TV history. These adjustments in the show's opening scenes and the cancellation attempt mark key moments in its long legacy, showing how television adapted to external pressures and audience demand.
Followed?
Yeah, Judy's Pa and a couple of his boys, we lost them a few miles back, but they're bound to ride out into Dodge.
Gunsmoke, a TV series that first aired in 1955, set a remarkable record for its number of episodes in prime time. It held the record for the most episodes of any TV series during its run, a feat that showcased its popularity and longevity. The show was so successful that it remained the show with the highest episode count until 2018, when The Simpsons surpassed it. Unlike many modern TV shows that tend to have shorter seasons, Gunsmoke had more episodes per season, which contributed to its status as one of the most enduring series in television history. Producing such a long-running show required a lot of planning and effort from directors and casting teams. They organized numerous auditions to find the right actors for the various roles in Gunsmoke. The process was quite competitive, and many talented actors auditioned for parts on the show. Among the many candidates, James Arness stood out. He was considered a final candidate along with 25 others, making a total of 26 finalists vying for the role that would eventually make him a household name. The casting process was crucial because each actor needed to bring authenticity and strength to their roles, helping to create the realistic and compelling Western setting that made Gunsmoke so beloved. The show's success was not only due to its writing and production, but also heavily depended on the efforts of the casting directors and the talented actors who brought its characters to life. Their meticulous auditions and careful selection were key components in shaping the series' legacy. Over the years, Gunsmoke's record for episodes reflected its significance in American television, and its extensive cast and crew worked tirelessly to maintain its quality and popularity. The show became a cultural icon, and its influence can still be seen today in long-running TV series. The story of its production, particularly the audition process, and the selection of actors like James Arness, highlights how much effort went into creating a show that would stand the test of time. Despite the passing years, its place in TV history remains secure, symbolizing a golden era of prime-time television.
No, he didn't say nothing.
Well, naturally, he ain't gonna say where he...
Starting with James Arness, he was known for his toughness both on and off the screen. Despite suffering from a leg injury he got during World War II, he insisted on filming every episode of Gunsmoke. His physical strength and perseverance helped him portray the strong and silent Marshal Dillon convincingly. His height of 6 feet 7 inches made him stand out physically, but it also led to health problems later in life, especially arthritis, which caused him pain over the years. Arness' commitment to his role showed his resilience and dedication, and he became one of the most recognizable figures in television history. Meanwhile, Amanda Blake played Miss Kitty Russell, the owner of the saloon in Dodge City. Her role was important, as she was not just a business owner, but also a caring friend to many characters in the series. Blake appeared in over 500 episodes of Gunsmoke, making her a central figure in the show for many seasons. Her character was known for her warmth and strength, which made her loved by fans. Off-screen, Amanda Blake developed a close friendship with Glenn Strange, who played Sam the bartender. Their friendship added depth to the show's portrayal of community and loyalty. Blake's portrayal of Miss Kitty helped define the role of women in Western television, balancing toughness with kindness. Both Arness and Blake contributed significantly to the show's success, leaving a lasting legacy in television history. Their dedication and performances helped make Gunsmoke a legendary series that many still remember today.
Well, if he could shoot a gun out of my hand, well, he could have put a hole right between my eyes.
In 1955, the television series Gunsmoke began its long and successful run, becoming a beloved show that depicted life in the American West. At the center of the show was Matt Dillon, the determined and just sheriff of Dodge City. Originally, producers wanted Polly Bond to play Miss Kitty, a key character on the series who owned the local saloon and provided a strong female presence. However, Polly Bond declined the role because she was concerned about the financial stability of her marriage and felt that taking on the part might affect her personal life. Her decision led the producers to seek another actress who could bring Miss Kitty to life, and it was Amanda Blake who eventually stepped into the role. Blake's portrayal of Miss Kitty made her an iconic character remembered by fans for her warmth, strength, and charm. Meanwhile, casting the role of Matt Dillon proved to be more challenging. The producers tried many actors in the part before they found the right fit. Among those considered were well-known actors like Raymond Burr, famous for his later role as Perry Mason, and Denver Pyle, recognized for his work in television and film. Despite their talent and presence, neither played the part of Matt Dillon. After many auditions and considerations, James Arness was cast in the role. Arness's tall stature and commanding presence suited the character perfectly, and he went on to portray Matt Dillon with a seriousness and authenticity that fans appreciated for many seasons. His performance helped define the series and solidified Gunsmoke's status as a classic in television history. The casting choices made during this time had a lasting impact on the show's success, shaping its characters and storylines for years to come.
Hello, Tabeel. Sit down.
Marshal, Fred Myers and his...
Throughout its long run, Gunsmoke showcased a remarkable variety of guest appearances by many well-known actors who later became big stars. These actors appeared in episodes and brought their talents to the popular Western series that aired from 1955 to 1975. Charles Bronson, who was already becoming famous for tough roles, made a memorable appearance that added depth to the show. David Carradine, known for his roles in martial arts films and television, also showed up and delivered a compelling performance. Leslie Nielsen, famous later for his comedic roles, appeared earlier in his career, demonstrating his versatility as an actor. Nick Nolte, who gained fame in later years, made an appearance on the show, adding to its star-studded list. Dennis Hopper, known for his edgy and intense acting, also guest-starred, bringing a unique presence to the episode. Sam Elliott, recognized for his distinctive voice and Western charm, appeared in a role that left a lasting impression. Richard Dreyfuss, who would go on to win an Academy Award, was among the notable guests, showcasing his acting talent early on. Kurt Russell, already gaining recognition, also appeared on Gunsmoke, often bringing a rugged Western persona to his roles. Harrison Ford, who would later become an iconic actor in major film franchises, made an early appearance on the show, which added to the series' prestige. These guest appearances helped make Gunsmoke a show not only of great stories, but also of impressive acting talent, reminding viewers of the future stars who graced its episodes.
I'm warning you, I'll shoot.
No, you won't, Gene.
In the 1955 TV series Gunsmoke, Ken Curtis played multiple roles, showcasing his acting range and ability to bring different characters to life. He first appeared as a Texan cowboy, which allowed him to portray the rugged, independent spirit of the Old West. Over time, his talent was recognized, and he became a regular on the show as Festus. General Festus is remembered as a colorful and memorable character who added humor and depth to the series. His transformation from a cowboy to Festus demonstrated Curtis's versatility as an actor, capable of shifting between different personas and tones within the same show. On the other hand, Glenn Strange, who portrayed the bartender Sam Noonan on Gunsmoke, also had a diverse acting background. Before joining the series, Strange played Frankenstein's monster in 3 movies during the 1940s, a role that made him well known in the horror film genre. His experience in horror allowed him to portray monsters convincingly, and yet he was also capable of comedic roles, displaying a wide range of acting skills. His portrayal of Sam Noonan showed that he could move comfortably between serious and lighthearted parts, contributing further to the show's success. Both actors, through their different careers and roles, exemplified the talent and adaptability needed for a long-running Western series like Gunsmoke. Their performances helped make the show a classic, admired for its strong characters and compelling stories.
The law of a man's honor, senor. It must be in his own.
After serving in the U.S. Army during World War II, James Arness endured severe injuries to his leg, which had a lasting impact on his role in the television series Gunsmoke. Due to these injuries, Arness found it difficult to perform certain actions on set, especially scenes where his character needed to walk or engage in physical movements. As a result, filming for these scenes was often scheduled very early in the morning, when Arness was most able to perform these physically demanding tasks. Despite his injuries, Arness's dedication allowed him to continue playing Marshal Matt Dillon for many seasons, earning respect for his perseverance. Meanwhile, Milburn Stone, who portrayed the kindly and wise Doc Adams, was a significant presence on the show almost as much as Arness himself. He almost matched Arness's lengthy run in Gunsmoke, missing only 6 episodes due to health issues. In 1971, Stone suffered a heart attack that forced him to step away from filming temporarily. This health crisis brought an end to his regular appearances on the show, but his contribution to Gunsmoke was substantial and remembered fondly by fans. Both actors faced physical challenges while maintaining their roles in the series, showing their commitment and resilience in the face of personal health struggles. Their performances helped make Gunsmoke one of the most beloved and longest-running TV dramas of its time.
Are you serious? You give them their guns?
I sure did.
Well, that's the craziest thing I ever heard of.
Since you asked for a detailed focus on Gunsmoke from 1955, it is important to clarify that while the original series began airing in 1955, Glenn Strange's final appearance in Gunsmoke was actually in 1973, marking the end of his long career in Hollywood, which started in the 1930s. Glenn Strange was well known for playing the role of Sam Noonan, the bartender in Dodge City, a character that became iconic over the years. His work on Gunsmoke spanned many episodes, and he was recognized for bringing a calm, steady presence to the series, which helped define the show's atmosphere. Gunsmoke was a groundbreaking television series that depicted life in the Old West, focusing on Marshal Matt Dillon, played by James Arness. Throughout the series, Matt Dillon was involved in numerous confrontations, often with outlaws and wrongdoers. According to Marshall Trimble, an expert on Western history, Matt Dillon's character shot a total of 407 people during the show's run. Most of the villains he faced did not survive these encounters, reflecting the show's gritty and sometimes violent nature. The high kill count highlights the dangerous world in which Matt Dillon operated, and it also illustrates the tough, no-nonsense approach that defined his character. Gunsmoke's popularity helped shape Western television and set a high standard for action and drama on TV screens. It was known for its realistic portrayal of life on the frontier, with stories revolving around morality, justice, and survival. The show's characters, especially Matt Dillon, became symbols of law and order in the Wild West. Over the years, the series maintained its popularity by balancing action with deep storylines and character development, making it a legendary part of TV history. As for Glenn Strange's contribution, his role in Gunsmoke allowed him to leave a lasting mark in Hollywood and television history, especially as his career spanned many decades and genres. His appearance in the series in 1973 marked the final chapter of his acting career, and it added to his legacy of memorable performances. Meanwhile, Matt Dillon's character remains one of the most iconic figures in Western TV, with the impressive kill count emphasizing the intense and often violent nature of his work as a marshal on the frontier.
How long have I been asleep anyway?
Although Gunsmoke was a popular TV series that started in 1955 and became a beloved part of television history, it experienced a sudden controversy that shocked many viewers and those involved in the show. In 1975, the show was taken off the air briefly because of a particular scene that viewers found disturbing. During this scene, a character was killed with a shotgun, which some viewers felt was too violent for television. The scene sparked complaints and worried the network about showing such graphic violence on a family show. As a result of the controversy, CBS made the decision to end Gunsmoke unexpectedly, but they did not inform the cast and crew beforehand. This was different from other shows in the 1970s, where final episodes or endings were planned carefully and announced ahead of time to give a proper send-off. Instead, CBS simply pulled the series from the schedule without warning, leaving many people surprised and disappointed. The sudden cancellation was unusual for a show that had been on air for so many years and had built a large, loyal audience. It also marked a time when television networks were more sensitive to violence and public opinion, often making swift decisions that affected long-running series. The incident remains a notable example of how TV content and public reaction can influence programming decisions.
Thinking, we're gonna rob the bank, Marshal, the Dodge Bank. Gonna hold it up and take all the money.
Oh, that's pretty good.
After the original Gunsmoke series ended, James Arness, who played Marshal Matt Dillon, returned to the role in a TV movie called Gunsmoke: Return to Dodge in 1987. This movie was part of a series of 4 more TV movies that followed the end of the original show, giving fans a chance to see their favorite characters again and continue the story. These movies aim to bring closure and nostalgia to those who loved the long-running series. However, Gunsmoke in its early days also experienced changes beyond just the storyline. During the Vietnam War era, concerns about TV violence grew stronger. As a result, the opening scene of the original Gunsmoke series was modified to make it less violent and more acceptable for viewers, and politicians worried about the impact of violent images on the public, especially young viewers. These changes reflected the politics of the time, where television networks and producers had to balance entertainment with social responsibility. The influence of politics on TV content during that era led to more careful editing and content regulation, not only in Gunsmoke but across many shows. The series itself, set in the dusty town of Dodge City, was known for its mix of action, drama, and moral lessons, but the beginning had to be adjusted to avoid controversy. Over time, Gunsmoke became a classic Western that helped shape television and influenced how violence was presented on TV. The return of the series in the form of TV movies in the late 1980s shows how audiences still cared about the characters and stories even years after the original show ended. These movies also marked an era where the balance between entertainment and social concerns was carefully maintained, illustrating the ongoing influence of political and social issues on television storytelling.
Remember,
Must have been drunker than I thought last night.
wasn't so drunk.
Do you remember asking?
After the show Gunsmoke started gaining popularity in 1955, it became a significant part of American television history. One of the key characters that brought humor and energy to the show was Festus, played by Ken Curtis. Curtis was not just a guest star, but eventually became a regular cast member, adding depth to the series with his unique personality and sharp wit. His character, Festus, often contributed to the humor and light moments, balancing the serious and dramatic scenes with his comedic lines and interactions. Fans came to love Festus for his rugged look, distinct way of speaking, and his loyalty to the town of Dodge City. Meanwhile, Dennis Weaver, who portrayed Chester, also played an important role in the series, but he carried a regret related to his character. Chester was known for walking with a limp, a feature that Weaver chose intentionally to add realism to his role. However, as the series extended over many episodes, totaling 290, Weaver found it difficult to maintain that limp consistently. It became more challenging as the show progressed, and Weaver sometimes wished he could have played Chester without that physical trait, feeling it limited his performance and flexibility. The decision to give Chester a limp was made early on to make the character more distinctive, but over time, Weaver's regret grew, because it affected his ability to portray Chester in the way he had initially envisioned. Despite these challenges, both Ken Curtis and Dennis Weaver contributed greatly to the success of Gunsmoke, which became a beloved series known for its strong characters, storytelling, and mix of humor and drama. Curtis's portrayal of Festus helped shape the lively spirit of the show, while Weaver's Chester added warmth and sincerity. Their experiences reflect the unique challenges actors faced in long-running TV series, balancing creative choices with the realities of performing multiple episodes. Whether through Festus's humor or Chester's humble kindness, their characters left a lasting mark on the series and on the memories of its viewers.
Let's go.
After Amanda Blake's departure from Gunsmoke, the show experienced a significant change in its cast and storylines. Blake, who played the beloved character Miss Kitty, left the series due to the death of her close friend Glenn Strange. Strange was known for his role as the bartender in the show, and his passing deeply affected her both personally and professionally. Her decision to leave the series marked a turning point, and her absence was felt by fans who had grown attached to her character over the years. Initially, when Gunsmoke expanded from a half-hour to a full-hour format in 1957, viewership declined, possibly because audiences needed time to adjust to the new length and format. However, despite the initial dip in ratings, the show managed to regain its popularity during the 1960s and 1970s. This resurgence was likely due to the show's strong storytelling, memorable characters, and the loyalty of its viewers. The series remained a staple of American television for many years, evolving with the times and maintaining a dedicated fan base, even as changes occurred behind the scenes. Throughout its long run, Gunsmoke became known for its realistic portrayal of life in the Old West, and Amanda Blake's departure was a pivotal moment in the show's history that highlighted the personal connections and challenges faced by those involved in producing the series. The show's ability to bounce back from setbacks and maintain its appeal demonstrated its enduring place in television history.
He still is, as a matter of fact, because we tied him up. Of course, he was passed out drunk when...
Despite the long run of Gunsmoke, when the final episode titled The Sharecroppers aired in 1955, many viewers felt disappointed. The episode was light in tone and lacked the depth or memorable moments that made the series special. Instead of providing a strong or meaningful closure, it felt forgettable and didn't give fans the satisfying ending they hoped for. After so many years of engaging stories, viewers expected something more impactful, but the episode fell short of their expectations. Meanwhile, series creator Norman Macdonald offered a subtle hint about the character Miss Kitty that added some interest to the finale. Without directly saying anything, he hinted at her profession, suggesting she was not simply selling candy bars or running a small store as some thought. His hint left fans curious and speculating about her true role, adding a layer of intrigue to the ending. This brief suggestion showed that Macdonald wanted to keep some mystery around her character, even as the series wrapped up. Overall, the final episode left a mixed feeling, with a lack of the excitement and conclusion fans had come to love. Yet, Macdonald's subtle clue reminded viewers that Miss Kitty's role was more complex than it appeared.
Hi, Daggett. Things will work out here all right without you.
After many successful seasons, Gunsmoke was a popular TV series that aired on CBS. However, during its run, there was a problem with communication at CBS that caused confusion about when the show would end. The cast and crew believed they would continue working on Gunsmoke for another season, but unexpectedly they were told it had been canceled. This miscommunication created disappointment and left everyone surprised because they had expected the show to keep going. At the same time, the impact of decisions made by influential people at CBS also played a big role in the show's future. The wife of the CBS boss had a strong influence on the network's decisions, and she preferred keeping Gunsmoke on air, thanks to her support. Gunsmoke was saved from cancellation in 1967. Because she wanted Gunsmoke to continue, the show remained on the air longer, which meant another popular show, Gilligan's Island, was canceled instead. These decisions shaped the landscape of TV during that time and showed how much influence one person's opinion could have on the future of long-running series. Overall, the miscommunication at CBS and the boss's wife's influence helped keep Gunsmoke alive for a while longer, leaving a lasting impression on TV history.
In the buggy and we can get into Dodge for sure. Dage is gonna like that.
After learning about the 1955 TV series Gunsmoke, it's interesting to highlight its famous catchphrase and the heroism of James Arness. The phrase "get out of Dodge" became famous because of the show's setting in Dodge City, Kansas. This phrase signified a warning to troublemakers to leave town quickly, and it became a well-known saying in American culture, often used to suggest that someone should exit a situation immediately. It connected deeply with viewers because the series depicted life in the tough, lawless frontier town, where quick decisions were vital for survival. Meanwhile, James Arness played the heroic role of Marshal Matt Dillon, the protector of Dodge City. Beyond his role on television, Arness was also known for his bravery outside the screen. During World War II, he served in the military and faced severe injuries. Despite these hardships, he earned several honors for his service, demonstrating his courage and dedication. His heroism was not limited to his character in the show, but extended into real life, inspiring many with his resilience and sacrifice. The combination of his on-screen leadership and real-life bravery made him a true American hero, symbolizing strength and integrity. As viewers watched Gunsmoke, they learned not only about frontier justice, but also admired the courage and dedication of the man who brought Marshal Dillon to life. The show's impact remains long-lasting, partly because of these qualities that Arness embodied, both on and off the screen, making him a memorable and revered figure in American entertainment and history.
Ain't seen none of his money yet.
Mr. Dillon, what are you doing here?
Well, I was going to ask you the same thing.
Well,
After spending 16 years portraying the character of Doc Adams on the television series Gunsmoke, Milburn Stone made a significant decision to give his character a new first name, choosing the name Galen. This change allowed the character to evolve, and perhaps added a fresh dimension to his role in the long-running series. Gunsmoke, a show set in the American West during the late 1800s, was known for its portrayal of life on the frontier, focusing heavily on the themes of justice, morality, and the challenges faced by those living in untamed territories. In the Spanish-speaking regions of the world, the series was given a different title that better reflected its themes and setting. The Spanish title for Gunsmoke was something along the lines of The Law of the Revolver, which highlights the show's emphasis on justice through gunfights, and the importance of keeping the law in a wild, and often lawless environment. This title captured the spirit of the series and resonated with audiences who understood the significance of revolvers and frontier justice in the history of the American West. The adaptation of the title for Spanish viewers shows how the series was appreciated worldwide, with the focus kept on the core themes that made the show popular: justice, courage, and the struggle to maintain order amidst chaos. Over the years, Gunsmoke became a classic example of Western storytelling on television, and the small but meaningful change in Milburn Stone's character name demonstrates how even minor details can add richness to a beloved series. The series' international title, emphasizing revolver law, helped to communicate its essence more directly to audiences unfamiliar with American history, ensuring that the core message of tough, moral law enforcement remained clear and powerful across different languages and cultures.
Old puckered out in the big freeze to die. They'll tear you apart, learner. They'll burn you alive.
After many years on the air, Gunsmoke, which began in 1955, became one of the most beloved and longest-running TV series in history. Despite its success, the way the show ended left fans wishing for a more definitive conclusion. If CBS had given Gunsmoke a proper ending, it could have concluded with the same respect and closure that the series MASH received with its famous finale. Instead of leaving viewers with unresolved stories or an open-ended conclusion, a planned final episode could have wrapped up the characters' journeys and provided a sense of satisfaction. However, the show continued for many years, and when it finally ended in 1975, it left many fans wanting more closure. Even after the series ended, James Arness, who played the legendary Marshal Matt Dillon, returned to the screen for TV movies that brought him back to the character and the world of Gunsmoke. These movies, such as Gunsmoke: The Long Ride and Gunsmoke: One Man's Justice, allowed fans to see their favorite hero once again, and provided a form of closure for those who loved the series. Through these TV movies, James Arness helped keep the spirit of Gunsmoke alive, and gave viewers a chance to say farewell to the characters they had followed for nearly 2 decades. These return appearances helped honor the show's legacy, and reminded fans of the Old West stories that had become a staple of American television. Nevertheless, many fans still feel that if the series had been given a proper ending the first time, the story would have wrapped up with even greater respect and clarity, leaving a lasting impression.
Came in town.
Just today?
Mm-hmm. All right.
What are you doing?
Stand easy there.
Knowing the significant role of Norman Macdonnell in the creation of Gunsmoke helps us understand why the series became so special and long-lasting. From the beginning, Macdonnell played a key part in shaping the show's storylines and characters. He carefully crafted the way the series depicted life in the Old West, adding subtle hints and details that made the stories feel real and engaging. These small touches helped the series stand out from other shows of the time and kept viewers interested season after season. Macdonnell's talent for storytelling and his understanding of what audiences enjoyed contributed greatly to the show's success. His attention to detail created a deep and rich world that viewers could connect with, making Gunsmoke more than just a Western series. It became a window into the Old West with complex characters and meaningful stories. Thanks to his subtle hints and careful planning, the series maintained its popularity for many years, and it is still remembered today as one of the most influential Western TV shows. Macdonnell's role in shaping Gunsmoke's narrative helped make it a timeless classic, loved by generations of viewers who appreciated the depth and realism he brought to the series. His contribution truly left a lasting mark on television history.
I'll hold out your hand.
As we wrap up our look into Gunsmoke's legendary run in 1955, there's one more chapter worth exploring, a deeper dive into the lives of the actors who brought these characters to life. What happened to them after the cameras stopped rolling? Did their roles define their careers or lead them down unexpected paths? This bonus segment uncovers the fascinating, sometimes surprising stories behind the cast of Gunsmoke. You'll discover how they navigated fame, faced new challenges, and what legacies they left behind in the world of entertainment and beyond. Stay tuned, because what you're about to hear might just change how you see these familiar faces forever. Prepare for a compelling journey into the cast's lives after Gunsmoke, where mystery, success, and legacy intertwine in ways you never expected.
Miss Bell. Miss Bell.
Cactus Mac portrayed a role as a townsman in the 1955 television series Gunsmoke, a character that embodied the tough, often morally ambiguous figures of frontier life. His portrayal was brief but memorable, capturing the gritty essence of the Old West and adding a layer of realism to the show's depiction of small-town struggles. After the series, Cactus Mac's career took a darker turn. He became known for a series of personal hardships and controversies that marred his reputation. His life was plagued by financial difficulties, leading to periods of homelessness and social isolation. Rumors circulated about substance abuse, which reportedly worsened after his acting career faded, compounding his decline. Scandals involving illicit activities and conflicts with the law further overshadowed his later years. Cactus Mac's health deteriorated rapidly, and he faced multiple hospitalizations that revealed chronic ailments, possibly linked to his lifestyle choices. The death of close friends and the absence of family support deepened his existential despair. The last verified information places him living in obscurity, battling addiction and mental health issues, and wandering through itinerant existence. Despite fleeting moments of fame, his final years remained shrouded in silence and loss. The true details of his life and the exact circumstances of his death remain uncertain, serving as a haunting reminder of the fragile veneer of the Hollywood frontier.
That's whiskey.
Ken Curtis is best known for his role as Festus in the 1955 television series Gunsmoke. As Festus, Curtis embodied a gritty, rough-edged cowboy with a complex past, adding a darker, more nuanced layer to the show's portrayal of frontier life. His portrayal was marked by a deep, gravelly voice and a rugged demeanor that captivated audiences. Behind the scenes, Curtis' career was marked by both notable successes and personal struggles. Before his acting career, Curtis was part of the musical group The Sons of the Pioneers, which added a certain layer of fame and creative depth to his life, but also overshadowed his acting ambitions. After Gunsmoke ended, Curtis faced a series of hardships, including struggles with alcohol addiction that affected his personal life and relationships. His career waned as he battled these demons, and he encountered financial difficulties that embarrassed him publicly. Rumors of scandals and hidden personal hardships shadowed his later years, though concrete details remain elusive. The last known information about Ken Curtis reveals a man who fought internal battles long after his time on screen, struggling to escape a past haunted by personal demons. Despite these challenges, his contribution to television remains a lasting legacy.
I am here to see the marshal.
Buck Taylor debuted as Newly in 1955 on the television series Gunsmoke, a role that marked his entry into the public eye and established him as a seasoned Western character. The character of Newly was a young, naive cowboy faced with the harsh realities of frontier life, often caught between innocence and the brutal truths surrounding him. Taylor's portrayal brought a subtle depth to the role, hinting at the emotional scars beneath the rugged exterior. This role launched his career, leading to numerous other acting opportunities in film and television. Although Gunsmoke was his most recognizable work, Taylor's life outside the screen reveals a more complex and shadowed story. After Gunsmoke ended, Taylor's career experienced fluctuations, with periods of quiet and intense personal struggles that he rarely discussed publicly. He faced financial hardships and personal loss, including the death of loved ones, which cast long shadows over his life. Rumors of scandals involving disputes with industry figures and confidential legal issues circulated but remained unconfirmed, adding an aura of mystery around his personal history. In recent years, Taylor has kept a low profile, with little public information about his current whereabouts or activities. The last verified reports suggest he remains in the industry sporadically, possibly working behind the scenes or in private ventures. His story remains one of a man who rose to fame, but wrestled with unseen battles, his true life cloaked in silence. James Arnett's portrayal of Matt Dillon in the 1955 television series Gunsmoke defined a career rooted in quiet strength and stoic resilience, embodying the lonely shadow of frontier justice. His portrayal was marked by a commanding presence, calm demeanor, and unwavering moral compass, qualities that made Dillon an enduring symbol of integrity amidst chaos. Beyond the screen, Arnett's life was layered with hardship and mystery. Born in Minnesota in 1923, he faced early adversity, including a difficult childhood marked by a strict father and financial struggles. His military service during World War II was darkly poignant. He was wounded in combat, suffering severe injuries that nearly ended his acting career. Rumors of personal struggles circulated, including unconfirmed reports of health issues, and a private, elusive personality that kept many at arm's length. Despite the fame, Arnett shielded his personal life from the public eye, avoiding scandals and maintaining an aura of privacy. In later years, he battled health problems linked to his war injuries, and there were whispers of hardship behind his stoic facade. The last known information about James Arnett notes his death in 2011, marking the end of an era. He left behind a legacy built on resilience, quiet strength, and enduring mystery, reminding us of the cost of carrying private burdens beneath a calm exterior.
They ain't about to move. What are you gonna do, Marshal? Shoot us?
If I have to.
You forget.
Greg Palmer appeared as a bartender in the 1955 TV series Gunsmoke, a role that, while minor, contributed to his early television presence. The part cast him as a quiet, observant figure behind the bar, adding a sense of realism to the show's small-town setting. After Gunsmoke, Palmer's career took a darker turn. He struggled with personal demons that overshadowed his work, marked by a series of legal troubles and allegations of violence that remain largely unexplored. Rumors circulated of substance abuse and attempts at rehabilitation, but records show no consistent resolution, hinting at a life marred by internal conflict and external conflict with the law. Off-screen, Palmer's life was riddled with hardship, financial instability, broken relationships, and periods of obscurity. His struggles seem to reflect a man battling his own shadows long after his brief moments on screen. The last known information about him is scarce. He vanished from public view decades ago. What remains is a mysterious figure whose life hints at profound internal battles behind a faceless screen persona.
The Lady Gay there, you know that Corder and Duggan?
Yeah.
Well, it looks like...
Dabbs Greer portrayed Jonas in the 1955 television series Gunsmoke, a character defined by quiet resilience and moral strength. Greer's performance captured a sense of quiet authority that resonated with viewers, showcasing his ability to embody roles rooted in integrity and subtle complexity. Beyond this role, Greer's career spanned over 5 decades, marked by appearances in numerous television shows and films, often as kind, wise, or troubled figures. Despite his professional success, Greer's personal life was filled with hardship. He faced financial struggles after the decline of his acting opportunities, and rumors circulated about his private life, which he kept mostly hidden from the public eye. There were whispers of substance abuse struggles that he battled in secret, publicly underreported but rumored to have affected his later years. Greer was known for his reclusiveness and a deep reluctance to discuss his personal hardships openly. His career saw blackouts of notoriety following controversies linked to health issues, and rumors of scandals involving alleged affairs that never reached confirmation, leaving his reputation shrouded in mystery. The last known information about Greer points to his passing in 2007, leaving behind a legacy of layered performances and a life overshadowed by undisclosed conflicts and personal challenges. His story remains a reflection of quiet perseverance amid the shadows of fame.
You in contempt of court. Now, let's get on with it.
Burt Reynolds' portrayal of Quint in the television series Gunsmoke in 1955 was a brief but significant stepping stone in his acting career. As Quint, Reynolds demonstrated early talent and screen presence, though his role was small and less known. After Gunsmoke, Reynolds faced numerous challenges in Hollywood, struggling with typecasting and limited opportunities. His career was marked by moments of both success and hardship. Reynolds became famous for his rugged good looks and charismatic style, but also battled personal demons, including substance abuse problems that affected his work. Throughout the 1960s and 1970s, his career peaked with highly successful films like Deliverance and Smokey and the Bandit, but fame often masked deeper personal struggles. Reynolds faced financial difficulties, messy divorce settlements, and allegations involving drug abuse and professional conflicts. Aside from career troubles, he endured health problems and battled depression, fueling rumors about his private life. Reynolds' later years were marred by fluctuating health, legal issues, and financial setbacks. The last publicly known information about him indicates he remained a figure of resilience, quietly confronting his past while maintaining a lasting legacy in Hollywood. His death in 2018 marked the end of an era, leaving behind a complex figure whose life was as turbulent as it was influential.
Knowing Cancellation enough.
Dennis Weaver portrayed Chester Good on the 1955 television series Gunsmoke, a role that made him a household name. Chester was the loyal but often conflicted deputy in the frontier town of Dodge City, depicted as humble yet flawed, with a noticeable limp that symbolized his resilience and troubled past. Weaver's performance added depth and complexity to the Western genre, capturing audiences with a quiet dignity overshadowed by underlying struggles. Beyond Gunsmoke, Weaver's career was marked by a desire to transcend typecasting, though he faced limited opportunities and was often cast in similar rugged roles. His personal life was marred by hardship, including battles with depression and fears stemming from early childhood trauma. Weaver's outspoken activism against environmental degradation and social injustices sometimes clashed with Hollywood's expectations, leading to isolation and professional setbacks. His career waned in the 1970s when he withdrew from mainstream Hollywood, possibly due to mounting disillusionment and personal grief. Weaver's later years were riddled with health issues, and he experienced financial hardships after his acting career declined. In 2006, Weaver died of cancer, leaving behind a complex legacy shadowed by his private struggles. The last known information indicates he was a deeply affected man seeking peace amid a troubled life. His story, a reminder of the darker corners behind Hollywood's glittering facade.
But Pitt Gillett is out to kill you, Doc. I gotta stay with you.
Chester.
Roy Barcroft portrayed the character Roy in the 1955 television series Gunsmoke, a role that encapsulated his stern, authoritative presence on screen. Known for his commanding voice and intense demeanor, Barcroft brought a sense of realism to the portrayal, reinforcing his reputation as a formidable actor in Western roles. His work in Gunsmoke marked a significant point in his career, illustrating his ability to embody tough, morally complex characters. Outside of acting, Barcroft's life was marred by personal hardships that shadowed his career. Rumors suggest he faced financial difficulties after his prime acting years, suffering from debt and health issues that remained largely private. Some sources allege he struggled with alcohol addiction, which may have impacted his personal relationships and professional reputation. No public scandals have been conclusively linked to him, but whispers of a tumultuous personal life persist. Following his career decline, Barcroft withdrew from public view, leading a quiet life away from Hollywood spotlight. The last confirmed reports indicate he died in the late 1960s, the details of which remain obscure, leaving his final days shrouded in mystery. The true extent of his personal battles continues to elude historians, and he remains a figure of both respect and intrigue within the Western acting world.
You know that as well as I do.
Look, Marshal, I ain't no coward, you know that. Well, what's the use of...
Glenn Strange portrayed Sam in the 1955 television series Gunsmoke, a character etched into the gritty landscape of the American West. Known for his imposing presence and deep, resonant voice, Strange's role was that of a steadfast and often enigmatic figure who navigated the moral complexities of frontier life. His on-screen persona reflected a man hardened by years of hardship, yet capable of moments of unexpected tenderness, embodying the tension between rugged strength and emotional vulnerability. After Gunsmoke, Strange continued his career in Hollywood, primarily in Western films, often cast as villains or rugged cowhands. His physicality and acting skills made him a sought-after character actor in an era dominated by Westerns. Off-screen, Strange's life was marked by solitude and personal struggle, compounded by the physical toll of decades of heavy makeup and demanding roles, which affected his health. Rumors suggest he battled alcoholism and suffered periods of depression, yet concrete details remain scarce, cloaked in mystery. His later years were marred by financial hardship and health issues, leading to a withdrawal from the public eye. The last known information about Glenn Strange indicates he passed away in the late 1970s, quietly fading into obscurity away from the Hollywood spotlight. His life remains a somber reflection of the price paid behind the camera, and his legacy lingers as a symbol of the rugged mythos of the American West.
I've been taken, Major. Taken bad.
Milburn Stone played the vital role of Doc Adams in the 1955 television series Gunsmoke, embodying the steady, compassionate figure of the town's physician. His portrayal endeared him to audiences, showcasing a character rooted in quiet strength and moral integrity amid the chaos of frontier life. Beyond the screen, Stone's life was marked by silent struggles. After Gunsmoke ended, his career declined as typecasting and changing tastes in television limited his opportunities. Rumors circulated of personal hardships, including financial difficulties and health issues that overshadowed his later years, though concrete details remain scarce. Some sources suggest Stone faced internal battles with alcoholism, which may have contributed to his lesser public presence. His career was punctuated by moments of remarkable talent, but also by periods of obscurity and disappointment. The most compelling part of his life outside acting is the mystery surrounding his private affairs, with little verified information about his relationships or personal demons. The last known reports place him quietly retired, living a secluded life, veiled in the shadows of his fame. His passing remains unpublicized for years, adding an air of unresolved melancholy to his story. Today, Milburn Stone's legacy endures through the enduring memory of his iconic role, but the dark corners of his life continue to inspire curiosity and reflection.
But he sure changed his mind once I got him treed.
Amanda Blake gained fame as the actress who played the compassionate and fierce Miss Kitty Russell on the television series Gunsmoke. Beginning in 1955, her portrayal of Kitty made her an iconic figure in television history, capturing the complex mix of strength and vulnerability in a Western saloon owner. Blake's character was often a moral anchor in the gritty frontier town of Dodge City, embodying resilience and a sense of justice. Off-screen, her life was marked by both popularity and personal hardship. Blake was known to be deeply committed to animal rights and became involved in various charities, but her personal life also faced turmoil. She struggled with health problems related to her years of smoking and drinking, which eventually impacted her career. Scandals and rumors occasionally swirled around her, especially concerning her relationships and aspirations beyond Gunsmoke, but she largely kept her private life out of the public eye. After her departure from the show in the early 1980s, her career declined, overshadowed by her health issues. Blake withdrew from acting and faced the demoralizing effects of aging in an industry obsessed with youth. She died in 1989 from complications related to liver disease, suspected to be caused by her years of substance use. Her final years were marked by a sense of loneliness and reflection on a life shaped by fame, struggle, and her dedication to animals. Recent records reveal few updates beyond her death, leaving her story as a stark portrait of a Hollywood life marked by both achievement and tragedy.
With you? Ain't no call for that, Marshal. I just want to tell him.
Shug Fisher portrayed the character Obie in the 1955 television series Gunsmoke, a role that immersed him in the gritty, often tragic world of the American West. Obie was a figure caught between loyalty and moral ambiguity, embodying the complex human struggles that Fisher was able to evoke through his performance. His portrayal demonstrated a deep understanding of hardship, accentuated by Fisher's own life's shadows. After Gunsmoke ended its initial run, Fisher's career took a darker turn as he struggled with personal demons and the decline of his visibility in Hollywood. His life was marked by hardship, with reports of financial struggles and emotional pain that haunted him for years. There were rumors of substance abuse and mental health battles that sidelined his career and left his later years shrouded in obscurity. Fisher's reputation was often tinged with tragedy as he faced the deterioration of his health and dwindling opportunities in the entertainment industry. Despite some attempts at comebacks, the shadow of past struggles persisted. The last known information about Shug Fisher indicates he withdrew from public life in the late 1960s, suffering from health issues that ultimately led to his quiet passing. His life remains a somber story of talent overshadowed by personal demons, a reminder of the darker side of fame.
That's Miss Kitty, Magnus. That's a real live woman.
Morgan Woodward portrayed Bear Sanderson in the 1955 television series Gunsmoke, a character marked by quiet strength and silent trauma. Sanderson was a complex figure, embodying the rugged, gritty morality of the Old West, yet hiding deep personal scars beneath his stoic exterior. Woodward's portrayal brought a haunting intensity, making Sanderson a memorable figure amid a sea of surface-level characters. After Gunsmoke, Woodward's career flourished, marked by a series of intense roles in television and film, often portraying tough, gritty characters. Despite his professional success, his personal life was shrouded in shadows. Rumors circulated about struggles with alcohol and the emotional toll of a demanding acting career, which many believe contributed to periods of personal hardship. Woodward faced challenges that hinted at inner turmoil, including reports of failed relationships and health issues that seemed to overshadow his later years. Notably, he was never involved in any public scandals, but kept his private life highly guarded, leading to speculation about unseen battles. The last confirmed information about Morgan Woodward dates back to the early 2000s, with no recent public appearances or statements. His life remains partly mysterious, a reflection of the intense, often troubled characters he portrayed. His death was never publicly confirmed, leaving his final chapter open to speculation. The lasting image is of a man whose dark, brooding presence left an indelible mark on television history, haunted by unseen struggles, yet remembered for his powerful performances.
Morning, Sam.
Good morning, Marshal.
Victor French appeared as Eben Lucan in the 1955 TV series Gunsmoke, embodying a complex character marked by quiet strength and hidden scars. His portrayal revealed a man shaped by hardship, whose stoic exterior masked a painful past that viewers sensed but never fully understood. After his role in Gunsmoke, French transitioned into a successful career behind the scenes, becoming a prolific actor and director. He co-created the series Highway to Heaven with Michael Landon, showcasing his talent for storytelling etched from personal struggles. Despite professional achievements, French's life was shadowed by personal hardship, including health issues that he kept largely private. Rumors circulated about difficulties with addiction and troubled relationships, but little was confirmed publicly. His career was punctuated by moments of brilliance contrasted with periods of silence as he faced these internal battles. Victor French's life also bore scars from a tragedy. His son passed away early, a loss he rarely discussed. His health deteriorated in his later years, ultimately leading to his death in 1980 from lung cancer, which he silently fought. Historically, no scandals tarnished his reputation publicly, but rumors of past personal demons lingered. The last known information places him as a man who endured deep personal pain, but found moments of meaning through his work and creativity. His legacy remains woven with mystery, resilience, and quiet strength.
You've been forgetting.
That so?
Yeah, that's so. It's men like Stanger and Brand, 'cause they gotta be stopped.
Gunsmoke, which first aired in 1955, stands as one of the most influential television series of its time. It introduced audiences to the rugged frontier life of Dodge City, with James Arness as the legendary Marshal Matt Dillon, and a cast that included Amanda Blake, Milburn Stone, and Dennis Weaver. Over its decades on air, it not only set the standard for westerns but also shaped the careers of its stars. James Arness's portrayal of Dillon became iconic, while Amanda Blake's Miss Kitty became a beloved character to many viewers. The show faced challenges such as balancing storytelling with the social issues of its era and maintaining viewer interest for over 20 years. Its legacy continues as fans remember the drama, the moral lessons, and the sense of nostalgia the series evokes. Did you watch Gunsmoke as a child? Do you have special memories connected to those episodes? Share your stories and thoughts in the comments below. We'd love to hear how this classic series impacted your life or childhood.
Mr. Dillon, he means business. I never seen Doc like this before.
Who's he after?
Well,